All right, it's 12:30. Yes, well, yeah, it's 12:30. Screw that. Okay, so hello everyone. This is my con survival panel. I want to thank Snug Harbor Cultural Center and GOASI Con for given me this opportunity to do the panel here. There you are. So yeah, we're doing it without the projector. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can try to actually upload this on YouTube and then actually stream it and put the slides there. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, all right. So we're gonna talk about before the con, and we're gonna talk about during the con and after the con. So before the con, how are you gonna plan? All right, how are you going to allocate your money and your time?
Yes.
And then during the con, what are you gonna do with the money? How are you gonna spend your time? How are you gonna take care of your health and all that?
Yes.
We're gonna network as well. We're gonna talk about diseases too, all right, because I'm a pharmacist, all right? And after the con, we'll talk about the con blues, the con crud, I'll talk about the medications, all that stuff. I have no conflict of interest, okay, that's number one. Number two, this is for educational purposes only, and I say this because everyone's situation is different, all right? So not all of the information you'll see here may apply to you. It really depends on your situation. So we're gonna talk about health-related information. We're gonna talk about mental health related information. We're going to talk about financial information. All right, this is just educational purposes. You do not make any decisions, or especially big decisions, unless you speak with a licensed professional. That includes your primary care doctor, your CPA, etc. So you're looking for a con. So who's never been to a con before? I think we've all been to a con. Oh wait, did I hear a sound somewhere? Okay, I went too loud. Okay, so, all right, so looking for a con. Who likes small cons? Who likes big cons? I like them all. I like them big, small, in between. I don't discriminate, okay, because, you know, just like Miley Cyrus says, you get the best of both worlds, okay? So there's always the pros and cons for that. And location. So I like to travel far sometimes because there are times where I like to explore other places. Other times you want to stay, that's where you are. So I'm from Queens. I traveled here, even though it's 2 hours. It's still in the 5 boroughs, so it's easier, and I don't spend too much money. Actually, I use an unlimited Metro card. That's it.
Me too.
Fun. Yeah, that's right. So type of con. So I've been going to cons like this kind since 2015. Sakura Matsuri to me is a con. I don't care. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
It is it's a convention. Okay, they have panels, they have these kiosks, they have the tables and all that stuff. In terms of healthcare related stuff, I've been there since 2012. So I went to Javits for the first time in 2012. So I've been doing this for 12 years. So I've gone to so many of them, all right, in different kinds of genres. All right. This year I went to a horror con for the first time in New Jersey. All right, and I'm going to talk about what type of con. Is it physical or online? You're not going to see a lot of online cons nowadays. Reviews, feedback, I do con reviews, all right? So if you have the time and money, it's not cheap, okay? Even though Snug Harbor, GOASI in Snug Harbor is free now. Thank you, New York State.
Yes.
Okay, yes. All right, so it's like going into a Macy's, right? When you go to Macy's, it's free to enter, right?
Yes.
But what about the merch? If you get it for free, you're stealing. Okay. Sugar honey iced tea is gonna happen, right? Yeah, we have to keep it PG. Pretty good, right?
Yes.
My language has to be PG. Pretty good. Okay.
Your language has to be PG.
Thank you. If you're Spanish, it's poco gracioso, okay? Italian? Okay, so things can happen. By the way, most of the when you book things, they're non-refundable. So when you book for tickets, all right, when you book for transportation, it depends. When you book for flights, some of them will say non-refundable. That's why they're cheaper, all right? But if they're refundable, they're a little bit more expensive. So just watch out for that, okay? So if you do decide to go, be prepared, okay? I have a friend, I think it's gonna be next week. So I don't know what he did. He bought 2 tickets. So one ticket going to a convention in Oaks, Pennsylvania, which is near Philadelphia. And then there was another convention where he saw, oh my goodness, I saw all these celebrities. Elvis is wife, the widow, is actually going to be in the other con, and that one is near Pittsburgh. Who knows the distance between the Philadelphia area and Pittsburgh?
Without looking up Wikipedia or Google Maps?
Yeah, just it's about a 5 to 6 hour drive. He doesn't own a
I know
car.
their car part, but I don't know how long it takes.
He didn't tell you know what the thing is? He didn't consult me. I'm his friend. He can get information for free. You know, he did it after the fact. He said, oh my goodness, I got tickets. I didn't know the same weekend. Why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you check? I don't know what to do. So he's trying to do one day near the Philly area. He lives in Central Jersey, okay? He's going to do it in the Philly area, and then I think the other day he's going to do it in the Pittsburgh
It's
area,
gonna need a plane.
if he can afford one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That same guy also spent $2,000 that whole weekend on Fan Expo Philadelphia. If you don't know Fan Expo Philadelphia, it's a pop culture con. It's a smaller version of New York Comic Con, but I don't know how you spend $2,000 in one weekend.
I would not.
Okay.
I wouldn't either, no.
Elon Musk is not going to bail you out. Okay.
I can find a way.
Go ahead. Oh wait, you were saying something?
No, I can find a way to spend $2,000.
So are you gonna get an ROI or return on investment?
No. It's completely financially irresponsible. I'll just gift all my friends farming simulator. I have a
Wow.
lot of friends.
I'm gonna teach all of you how to budget. Okay? We're gonna get to that. Okay? So also, when you spend money on MetroCard, will you get refunded?
No.
No. So when you go to cities across the world, okay, in most cases you will not get a refund if you want a refund, okay? So if the organizer cancels, sometimes you will get rollovers, you'll get a refund. Now, this con got funded by New York State, so we all got refunded for those who paid prior. Okay, so budgeting, very important. You have to estimate how much you're gonna spend. So you have to take into account admission. So for this con, $0. Transportation, if you're lucky, $2.90.
But last year, this convention was about $20.
Yes.
Yeah.
I spent, I think, 10, if I remember correctly,
Oh,
because
yeah, because this-
for the early bird.
Yeah.
And then there's also places to stay. They're getting expensive. All right. If you book at the last minute, it's going to be very expensive. Food is also expensive. Yes, it is. All right, merch and other things, also expensive. All right, using a credit card versus cash or debit card, okay? Who loves credit cards? I do. Who loves credit cards? The credit card companies love you back and then some, okay? Yes, they do, yeah. We're gonna go over that, okay? By the way, there's nothing wrong with using credit cards. What's wrong is how you use it. Go ahead.
Also, a comment when it comes to using credit cards or debit cards is that they're purposely set up so they can be very convenient and fast. Meanwhile,
Tap, tap, tap.
yeah, if you're using cash, then you're a little bit more mindful with what you're spending and how much you're allocating. So that's why I prefer cash, because then it's like, okay, then I can physically see what I have in hand and I don't have to overspend.
What happens when you lose your cash? Bye-bye! When you lose your credit card, you can deactivate it. But that's okay. That's okay.
Well, I guess the cash helps you to have a balance in your bank account.
Oh, I write everything down. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it.
Everything.
Yes. When you're managing money, you be proactive.
Yes.
Don't be impulsive.
Yes.
All right? Mix it up, as she said. All right? So cash, debit, or a credit card, your phone. Some vendors will only accept cash. Some vendors may have a minimum in order to use a credit card. Why? Because when you do a credit card transaction, yes, go ahead. All right. When you do a credit card transaction, not all the money goes to the vendor. All right. See you. Okay. So you have to avoid impulse reactionary spending. So ask yourself, will you have enough money after the con? All right. Will you have enough money to eat? Will you have enough money to come back for future cons? Some cons like this are free, especially online and virtual ones. So there is a Fire Emblem con called Emblem Con. It's held on Discord. That's free. All right. And some cons may have extras. All right. So I have a planner. All right. I write everything down. Okay, you can have it on your phone as well, but I find it not as
Yeah,
effective.
well, it's not a place where in my case, it's not a place where my plans exist.
Yes.
I can pull this off from experience.
Yes.
But I always keep a mental checklist of where I'm going, how much I plan to spend, just to rein myself in, so I have that ooh, shiny moment where I see that rare Dragon Ball figure is $200. And I'm like, no, I said, I'm only gonna spend this much. This is for food, this is for knickknacks, and leave it at that.
Well, you're really good at it, but most people aren't. I have that same friend who spent $2,000 on merch at a Philadelphia convention is not that does not do that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that was because he was spending impulse. Yeah, he had to get whatever he can grab.
Just get the trash, get the cash, throw it into the trash. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not controlling your money. Okay. So that's what I do. I like writing everything down. I think it actually sticks to my brain more. I do it electronically as well because I can put my alerts and all that stuff. All right. So to build your war chest, what you can do is you can set aside money every week, or what you do is you take a percentage each time you get a paycheck. So you put that there and you can save it there. I have a friend who's spent, I think, takes 4 years to save up thousands of dollars for a con. You don't have to do that, but there are different ways to do so to add more money to your savings. All right, so convention, event expenses, travel expenses, hotel expenses, all of that. So that's one example. Anime Expo is one of the more expensive ones, so you can actually have an Excel spreadsheet for that. You can have also different templates. You can get them online. Did you know that the American total credit card balance is 1.142 trillion with a T
Ooh.
as of June of this year?
Oh,
Did you know that? I didn't.
I didn't know.
$1,142 billion. Wow.
That's correct.
That sounds like the nation's debt right now.
No, that's much higher than that. It's like what, 17 or more? As of
It reached a 20-something mark, but anyway, please continue.
As of late of last year, the average balance is almost $7,000 for a credit card balance. I've seen people have more than $10,000 in debt just with credit cards. Why? Why? What are you doing?
Yeah, I wonder why too.
How are you gonna get out of the hole? What are you doing? You're not making money. You're just
throwing your money away.
Yeah, when you're using a credit card, you're not using your own money, you're using other people's money.
Yes.
You're using Visa's money, you're using Citibank's money, you're using Skank of America's money. You're using money from Notorious AIG, okay?
Oh my god.
I'm just being,
Okay.
I'm just playing around here. But you get the point, right? Why are you in debt? Seriously. If you went to college, you see how, if you took out student loans, you saw how painful that is?
Oh yeah.
Okay? Look at the chart. So it's going up. So in the pandemic, people were spending less, so it went down a bit. And then once they got their checks, it's going up.
Oh
What's this?
man.
Did you know that when you're trying to pay off debt, you're actually paying more than you're supposed to? You know why, right? Because the credit card companies are stealing from you.
Yes.
Okay? When you have debt and you carry it over, they steal from you. If you don't pay on time, they steal from you. So it's through late fees, and
Yeah,
it's
late
through
fees.
interest as an interest in taking your money away.
Penalties.
That's right, and the interest keeps going up and up and up, unless if you get rid of all your debt. So when you have a credit card, always pay everything, full balance.
Everything, yes.
Okay, in order to do that, you gotta stop spending, whether it's reduce your spending, whether it's cash, credit card, doesn't matter. All right. This is a budget example that I did for J1 Con. That's a small con in Atlantic City. All right. You see the reds over there? We're all human. All right. So, Showboat Hotel charged me another $27 out of nowhere, up the wazoo. Okay. So, Yeah, so I budgeted $900. I actually only spent $3 in merch. I only spent $70 on food. So most of the expenses were actually for miscellaneous because I had to get a new jacket and I had a hotel which it ballooned for some reason. So I was a little upset. But the most important thing is you want to stay below 900. So at least I have about $190 left. Whew. So when you're budgeting, it's very important to allocate, always analyze, and also be a little flexible as well. You can move your money a little bit because situations can change, all right? Extra fees, so that's the extra fee that I'm talking about. So when you're budgeting, always take into account those extra hidden fees that they're gonna get from you, okay? And I also suggest that you see on the bottom here it says miscellaneous. Just see that as a little emergency fund, just in case something happens. All right, so we want to do that. Just as a life lesson, it's always important to have a 6 to 12 months emergency fund. So what does that mean? So the average amount of expenses you spend per month times 6 or times 12. Okay, so if you have a family, for example, or you're taking care of someone, focus more on the 12 months. If you're if you live by yourself, focus more on the 6 months. You want to have that buffer, okay? So if God forbid something happens, at least you're able to take the money. But don't just use money just for the sake of it, all right? No, don't do that. They're for emergencies, so you put that in savings. I suggest you put in a high yield savings account. All right. Why is that? Because if you put enough money in there, you get maybe a couple $100 if you put enough. All right, every month rather than pennies.
Yes.
In Citibank, which I can't curse. There is a better word to say Citibank. Okay. If you go to Skank of America, you're only gonna get 0.0002%, whatever that is. You get pennies. Okay. Okay. I did a little bit better. This is for KatsuCon earlier this year. So my budget went down a little bit to $800.
Okay.
I saved money on the hotel part because I was sharing it with 3 other people, so it's 4 of us. We split it.
Oh, good.
So we're good here. So it takes practice, okay? And I got money left over. God forbid something happens. So what did I do with the money left over? Did I give it to charity? Maybe, yes, I did that. Or you can roll it over. Yeah, go ahead.
Your question, so your transportation went from $80 to $64 for KatsuCon.
Yeah, because I have to spend for Amtrak and I have to spend for the Metro in DC. You have to also spend for I put into account for the MTA as well. So registering. All right, so for most cons, they have a website. So GOASI has a website. It's Event ENY. All right, so yeah, they have a link there. So you just go there. I usually went to Eventbrite. I think no, it's not Eventbrite, but before it was Eventbrite. Hello. So many cons use third-party sites like this one. All right, and some have different ways of getting tickets. So fan verification for New York Comic Con, and then Anime NYC, they'll have these multiple. They have these multiple days where it's called I call it the Hunger Games. Okay, so all right, finding a place to stay. You always book early to secure your room. If you don't, you're not going to find any rooms. That's what happened to me when I was going to Pennsylvania for called Daigikdom Con. I did not book in time. I found out last minute that I had a friend who was going to perform and I'm going to record there. And also there was a person I wanted to see. So you know what? I found a hotel, but it's a little far. I have to do Ubers and all that, but I got it for free because I used my credit card points. All right, so you can use your credit cards. If you use your credit cards properly, you can finesse the system. If you don't use it properly, if you're only paying minimum monthly payments, you are not finessing the system. They're taking advantage of you. All right? And I hope you remember all of that.
Oh, yeah. Especially the fine print part.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, by the way, you missed something, Stephanie. So when it comes to credit cards, if you roll over the balance, all right, the credit cards steal from you.
I've learned that painful lesson a long time ago, so now I know.
It's interest, as in they're interested in taking your money.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there. I want to put some pain in there because a little bit of pain can actually avoid much more pain down in the future, okay?
Yes.
All right, some websites, I'll just go through it quickly. You know where to go, okay? There's cheap tickets, hotels.com. There's booking, there's an app now. Now you have all these lists. I have a friend who loves Trivago. I don't understand why. Okay, Kayak, you see in red. It just goes to other websites, okay? All right, Airbnb, hotels, motels, hostels, and all that stuff. There are different ways to stay. Airbnb, I actually have not done, all right? It's more flexible. That's like the Uber or Lyft of booking hotels, and you stay in other people's homes. And you have to really research, because sometimes you don't want to be put in a shed. Okay, you really want to look at the feedback and all that. So, hotels, motels, you have to book. Obviously, I like hotels because of the amenities. Motels are a little cheaper, but they have less amenities. All right, so you pick your price and size. The most people I've had was 6 people, including myself, and that hotel room was under my name, and I had to be responsible for taking all the payments.
What
So
con was that?
that was PucciCon.
Oh,
All right.
No.
Don't forget the free breakfast. Some hotels and motels will provide free breakfast.
Some of them do. So you have to do your research, okay? And those are some of the amenities. All right. Now, hostels. Who's been in a hostel? I know you did.
Yeah.
We stayed at the hostel at Otakon, I think it was 2 years ago, I think. I forgot what it was, but if you're an extrovert, that's for you. I remember spending less than $50 a night, one night, just by staying at a hostel, because I'm Mr. Krabs and I don't like to spend a lot. But just because you get a good deal doesn't necessarily mean it's a good deal in terms of quality. Sometimes being close to a con is you have to look at the hotel, okay? If it's pretty close but has cockroaches, yes or no? Would you take it?
Is the cockroach taking my deposit as far as
No, they're under your bed.
That's why you six cigarettes.
Oh yeah, I've seen mold actually. Yeah. So it's not worth it, okay? If there's mold and you got a good deal and then you got a health problem, you actually spend more later on. We don't want that, right? Okay. So monitor your belongings. What I did when I was in a hostel, what I did was I didn't leave my belongings in where the bunk beds are. I just brought it with me to the bathroom. Even with my wallet, I just bring my whole bag in there. I just put it in there because I don't know these people. So anyway, hostels are not my thing, so that's, but I've done it before, so I just wanted to share that experience. But it's basically a dorm. It's like a dorm. All right, so finding good deals. So that was back in 2021 before the inflation madness. I saved almost $200 at a Showboat hotel. So after booking, you have to call. You have to call. I'm gonna tell you why. Because this year, I think it was last year, I booked a hotel in Philadelphia, all right, through T-Mobile. You know who has T-Mobile? You know T-Mobile Tuesdays, right? Yeah. So they gave me a good deal. Everything's confirmed. I did not call. So on that morning of the con, I went to that same hotel and they couldn't find my name. So they canceled it, but they didn't email me or the hotel. So you know what I did? In front of them, I actually had to book for a Holiday Inn, another hotel, and that's $400 down the drain. Yeah, don't make the mistake that I made, okay? Call them, make sure it's confirmed, all right? Maybe periodically call them. The only downside with calling them is that you're gonna be on hold for God knows how long. So check their help and support page just to be safe. Find out if they have free bag code check. Most hotels have free bag code check. If you're gonna be in Javits Center, it's not free. Just putting it out there, all right? And then online cons, you already know you have to have good Wi-Fi. If one or more people will room with you, you got to do your vetting process, okay? You got to find out who you invite, and you have to have a group chat, of course, and you have to get to know each other.
Yes, that's
And you have to orient each other. Okay, because that same friend who spent $2,000 at Fan Expo, all right, so he still owes me money. Yeah, that's right. So I'm planning to write a document. I'm a landlord, so I've done this before, but I never thought I'd do this for rooming with other people. So I'm gonna have to send a document, which I didn't finish yet, and say, this is what you need to do, this is the deadline, XYZ, you sign it. And if you break it, okay, lights out, all right? I don't mess around anymore, okay? Money is tight, all right? Okay, no one is supposed to be freeloading here. Sorry for ranting, but you gotta pay your share.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, no excuses. We're all adults here.
You're sending everybody a fair warning about it.
Yeah,
That's important.
it's right. It's live right there. Well, we're recording because Instagram Live hasn't been doing well, so we're recording here. All right, you hear it from me, okay? Okay, so know who you're inviting, background check, determine who the leader is. So that leader has to collect all the payments and to make sure that you check out on time.
Yeah.
And you have to check in, of course. You don't want to check in too late
Yeah.
because the office could be closed and then you could lose your room. Okay, communication is very important, even when there's no Wi-Fi or no cell service. Okay, so you have to find some way to get service here. Service is like, but it's better than Javits Center, so I couldn't find Wi-Fi. I tried connecting, didn't work. Okay, so evenly split the costs, okay? Is your hotel room like this?
Oh my
Oh, I
God.
never let it get to that.
Oh, don't let it get to that.
Oh, I've seen it.
I roomed with people like that, and I never roomed with them.
This was my hotel room. A little bit better. This is in Lancaster.
Wow, thanks a lot,
My
man.
teachers were all going around the day and expect my hotel rooms were like
That's
this.
crazy.
Yeah, that's right. I think I'm gonna put this in my document that they have to sign. Okay.
Okay.
Emphasize the rules. Okay. Keep it clean and neat. Okay. Don't be slobs. Okay.
Yeah, don't be slobs.
Avoid making any mess. Clean up after yourself. Try not to eat on the bed, please. Okay.
Oh no.
Try to put things in one area, like I'm doing right now. Because if you put it all over the place, oh, I can't find this. Oh, I can't find that. Oh, it's under the bed. Oh no. Okay. And be mindful of your other guests. So keep the noise level down as well. My friends need to work on that. Okay. So keep alcohol to a minimum. I will talk about alcohol later on. Okay. And be courteous, respectful for others. I say this not because it's obvious, because I think people have forgotten. I'm sorry.
Oh shoot.
No, you're not sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm just being sorry because I want to be professional, all right? Okay, do your homework, research the area of the con. I've seen people who have not researched the area of the con.
Oh no.
Okay, one of my friends is like that. By the way, that friend is actually not here, okay?
Okay.
So we're good. I know all of you already. I think you know how to get around, okay? This person asked me for a transit guide for everything.
Oh my Lord.
He has an iPhone. There are two words, Google Maps.
Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong with Google Maps? Anyway, so do your homework, research. So weather, for example, are you gonna dress up as, are you gonna have 5 layers of clothes in the summer?
Oh, heck
Depends
no.
on the cosplay.
It depends on the cosplay, that is correct. Are you willing to be committed? Some people are willing to be committed. Trust me. Anime Expo, it was 110 degrees outside in LA. I was Tanya Ida in a school uniform, and there were as I was in a sleeping bag, still in 110 degrees. That's right. Transportation. We did that. 2 of my friends here in front of me did that. So planning the transportation,
I went.
not just getting there. Yeah.
I went the complete opposite.
You're the experts, okay? We have people who get lost and they don't even do their homework. They think, oh, I just come here and all that. You can't Uber or Lyft your way out. They're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Unless if Elon Musk will bail you out. But most likely, Elon Musk will not bail you out.
Yeah, unless you have at least $50 to $60 to throw away.
So safe
We're-
to say that we all need to travel together if we're gonna room at the same hotel.
That's the best way to do it. It doesn't always happen. So, points of interest. So if you want to go into like museums, maybe you can cosplay there. I don't know if they allow it. Always check. Maybe it's another park. Who knows? Like this place, Snug Harbor, this one was like established in 1833. So a lot of these things are very historical. There's a Staten Island Museum. There's a Staten Island Children's Museum. Those are your points of interest. For example, essentials. So there's actually a cafe right over there. So that's the foods. We have water fountains over there. I do con reviews. If I see no water fountains, okay. If it's not wheelchair accessible, I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop the score a little bit. Okay, because a con should be for everybody,
Yes, even disabilities.
regardless of who you are. Okay, as long as you treat everybody with respect. Okay, so places to eat and drink we talked about already. So there's also travel guides as well. This is not GOASI. This is actually Philadelphia. Okay. This is the last time This is Fan Expo. This is a Pennsylvania Convention Center. Okay. I put the arrow there. It's supposed to be you are here, but at the time I was doing it in Fan Expo. So I wanted to teach people how to use not only Google Maps, but how to navigate. Okay. You cannot rely on GPS. I've seen my phone have the GPS dot. It'll go.
Oh, it tends to drift. Yes, I know.
I have one question. If the GPS tells you to go around a circle 3 times, would you do it?
No.
Somebody would.
Yeah, that's one of my relatives.
Oh no.
You know what the answer is? If the GPS tells me to do it, I'll do it. Don't do that, okay? And then this is one part of the convention in Philadelphia, all right? So this shows the room where I actually paneled last time. So you have to get your maps ready, and if you have it on regular paper, get your pen out. So if you need to circle some important things, you're gonna doodle this, all right? If you're able to get the maps before the con, study. That's right. Yeah, those are the different maps here, okay? More transportation planning. So I think most of you follow me, you see my transportation guides, you see my rail reports, okay? I do this because it helps me relieve stress, helps me with planning and all that. But I can teach you to do that too. You don't have to go too crazy about it, okay? So it's not just budgeting extra time. You also want to look for good deals as well. So this is more with if you're going to go farther, so beyond taking the MTA, all right? So when you do Hour Bus, when you do Mega Bus, when you do all these different kinds of buses, all right?
Yes.
So some of the buses like Bolt Bus no longer exist. So Greyhound, I'm not a big fan of. So, but
Yeah, they suck.
Another bus that's good, especially if we're going to Colossal Con East, is
Mart's Bus. That's right. That's the only bus I can find that gets to Colossal Con East.
That's the only bus that goes along the Poconos, and that's it.
Oh, that's right.
And then you have to take a Uber right to get over there.
I took only 2 Mart's buses.
Oh, 2 more.
Yeah, but if you want to do an Uber Lyft, I think that's in it's in the Poconos, okay. But in that part, it's very hard to find an Uber or Lyft.
Yeah. Very
Okay, not very expensive though. Okay, depending on the day, but it's very hard to find. Okay, so familiarize with the schedules. Google Maps is a great tool, but that's not the only tool. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, please. All right, research different ways to get there. If you have paper or electronic documents, that'll be great if you have both.
Yes, absolutely.
Once booked, monitor frequently. I've had an Amtrak train get canceled 2 days before the scheduled departure.
Ooh, that's
Okay, so that's where the buses come in, all right? The buses are pretty cramped. I don't know if you've taken any of those hour buses. I mean, they're not bad. It's just I find Amtrak trains when you ride them, they're much more comfortable. But that's just me.
very roomy too.
It's roomy, yeah, compared to the airlines where they try to shrink the seats so they can fit more people in. So, okay, so this one I did this. That's in 2021. They actually raised the prices for New Jersey Transit. So, our bus, it's still consistent. They're very. It's a budget friendly option. Flying, oh boy, flying is the fastest, yes, most expensive. So you have to shop around. I heard Tuesday is probably the best day to book, but don't quote me on it. Check periodically.
Sundays are actually better.
Sundays are better?
Sundays
Okay.
are better.
But always check. Sometimes the days could be different, who knows? Weekends are probably the most expensive to actually book your flights. But like when you check, Sunday, that's only when you check, not booking on Sunday. If you book on Sunday, it's pretty expensive. So bring all important documents and identification. Also, next year, May 7th, 2025. So if you have your driver's license or government ID, whatever it is, or you must have that star circle, must be enhanced or real ID as opposed to a fake ID. Just kidding. Okay, I like doing that because I don't know why they call it real ID, but always get enhanced, because if you cannot get it enhanced, then you can't fly domestically. You'll have to bring your passport. All right. So yeah, research on what to carry or check. So I've seen people where they have these big props, those swords and all that. They would send it separately. All right. So, or you can just make them collapsible, fit them in your luggage, and have it as a carry-on or a check-in. And of course, arrive 2 to 3 hours at the gate. I have people who arrive there only about 45 minutes prior to departure. What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing?
Yeah, what the heck? I agree. Yeah.
Okay, my parents taught me 2 to 3 hours. So international, obviously, you go for 3 hours.
That's a good rule of thumb, by the way.
Yeah. So long distance trains and buses, I don't have to wait 2 to 3 hours for this one. You just get there 30 minutes prior. Okay, so it's cheaper yet time consuming. So prepare your round trip itineraries, of course. If you have like special needs or like so much luggage, then 60 minutes. Be there prior. And then bring all important documents you already know. So less than 250 miles, I would say flying may not be recommended, but it really depends. Public transit, we already know. We're not going to talk too much about it. It's easier and all that. You still have to plan ahead and check the website. Driving, all right. So you got to take care of your car. Your car is your baby. Okay. You got to check. How do you feel if something breaks down in the middle of the road and you're about 20 miles from the con? That's not a good experience. We don't want that, right? Okay. So, and the driver has to choose the music. If the music falls asleep, we're in trouble. driver has to concentrate. And when it comes to money and all that stuff, you have to divvy. Okay, just like with the hotel rooms. Okay, so when it comes to gas and when it comes and all that stuff, got to divvy it up. All right. Oh yeah, take a break. All right, every 1 to 3 hours. Okay, stretch your legs. Cosplay planning. So don't con crunch, but we do it anyway.
Thank you for bacon.
Yes, we con crunch. I confess I did con crunch once
I
before.
always wonder, how do people con crush?
It's a practice.
I always have, hey, I'm ready to wear this and wear
If you never con crunch before, don't worry about it. Okay. So, all right. Research dress code and weapons policy because it changes every year. All right. Plan out how to put your cosplay together. So give yourself a few months. All right. If something happens, for example, and you're tired of it, sometimes take a little bit of break before you get back to it. Okay. And always cost test. Okay, we don't want a wardrobe malfunction, do we? No. Okay. Weapons and props. So most cons have a weapons and prop policy. If you don't see one, it's very important to use your logic and use your experience. Okay. So make sure that anything that throws projectiles, you cover it. So like guns, for example, that are your bows and arrows. Also, okay. And try not to carry actual real metals. Okay, so I cosplay Gyu from Demon Slayer. So he has a Nichiren blade. It's a katana, and it's EVA foam. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say also, another thing, simple thing I follow.
Yes.
When in doubt, leave it at home.
Yes.
When in doubt, leave it out.
I agree.
Okay, so you have to exercise good judgment here, okay? And consider materials used, as I said. All right, live weapons, you gotta be careful. So it's usually not recommended. How will you carry and transport them? We talked about it before. What I do is with this sword that I have, I cover it in a sleeve. All right, very important, okay? You wanna hide it because people get scared, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
People think it's a real live weapon. And cons require weapons and props to be inspected. So what they'll do is if it's good, they'll put in a little zip tie, they'll put a little tape. Otakon actually put a sticker on the badge, for example. If it's not, if it doesn't pass, then you have to leave it in the car, leave it in your hotel room. Sorry. So as I said, you can disable or tether. You have to, okay, because for safety reasons. Disable projectile weapons, or such as crossbows, arrows, and guns, and use caution when you have pointy, sharp objects. A lot of times they will not allow that. And safety first. Okay, be aware of your surroundings. Handle them with care. No explosives and no bubbles. Why no bubbles? Does anyone know why? It's gonna slip. You can
Make a slippery situation.
It could be a slippery situation. It could damage someone's cosplay. Okay, so if someone painted their cosplay, if there's any soap that gets in there, that could discolor the cosplay. Yeah, it could be many things. So yeah, so you want to be careful with bubbles. Okay, try not to do bubbles. And don't be surprised if any item gets confiscated. I had a stapler get confiscated. I had a pepper spray that got confiscated. Brooklyn Comic Con confiscated my pepper spray.
Oh no. Ugh.
Yeah. even though I was hiding it. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what is someone
Yeah,
mind would like.
I signed up for it. I filled out the form when I bought it. So, okay. So prepare your travel checklist. Get your clothes. What I say with these sets of clothes, in addition to your cosplays, always have one set per day plus one, just in case.
Yeah.
Plus one. All right. I had a bathroom incident when I was going to a pharmacy conference, and I only had 2 sets because it was Saturday and Sunday. Oops. So, again, learn from my experiences. Okay. Download the app if they have it. Now, the information is on the eventeny.com website, so you can search as GOASICon there. It's there. All right. Get travel itinerary ready. You have your checklist. Okay. So there's a Nintendo Switch somewhere there in that checklist. Okay. All right. Even though it's on the list here, it's very important to bring this. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually. Can we do this? Like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it, right? Okay.
Oh my
Well,
God!
it's a
Getting real
sad
personal here. All right.
All right. So this is this is real, right?
Okay.
I'm keeping it 100. Okay, yeah. All right. There. Even though I did it this morning, I just wanted to show it to you that I'm not effing around. Okay. Okay.
It's like that meme that keeps popping up. It's like if you can afford a con, you can afford the order.
Yeah.
It's only a couple dollars.
Yep.
Just get it from the 99-cent store. All right. Water bottle.
Water bottle.
Yes. I have this one. Oh, this is a little bit of cranberry juice just to prevent a UTI,
It's flavoring inside.
Yes.
I don't want to drink still water for work.
Oh, we got these waters.
Yeah,
So
those
that's a
ones.
plus. Good. We good. I'm gonna show the water here. Where is it? Yeah, there's there's no water here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, great, beautiful. All right, thumbs up. Okay, great, beautiful. Okay, so medication's very important as well. Your phones and chargers. My friend who spent $2,000 did not bring a wire for his iPhone or the whatever that is, a cube, whatever.
Little adapter thing.
The adapter thing. What are you doing? Why? I have 2 of these and I have 3 battery packs. And I have a USB-C and a micro USB because I need to charge my battery packs and also charge my wireless earphones and all that stuff. And I even have a charger for my own laptop. You have to be prepared.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to be prepared. Okay, he was not prepared. So when he was on an Uber, he had to charge his phone. Well, the Uber driver, you use the Uber driver's, the wires and the outlets.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. And he's still using it. No, you leave it alone, let it charge. Okay, so bring your wallet, bring your documents. Okay, not everyone's going to accept, tap, Apple Pay and all that stuff. So be prepared. So cosplay repair, I always have this little kit that you buy at Michael's or Blink. You can get those. I think DerpyCon, there was one con actually, DerpyCon's one of them that used to give out free, like little cosplay repair kits, like really small. So it has scissors and all that stuff. All right, so those are just a list there. So COVID cases are going up. So that's a problem here.
Yeah.
All right. Last year, May 11th, the public health emergency ended. There's still restrictions going on nowadays.
Yes.
Okay, now I think Nassau County, they banned masks, which is stupid.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay. All right, check. But you have to check with their websites. Thankfully, most of it's outside, so we're okay. So masks are encouraged. So I'll just go quickly with the new CDC guidelines for COVID. So if you're fever-free for 24 hours without the use of fever medications such as your Tylenols and your Motrins and your Advils, you're good. I don't agree with it, okay? If you're still not feeling well, you stay home, all right? So that's basically what it is. So afterwards, for the next 5 days, after your 24 hours of being, not having a fever, you still have to wear a mask. Right, and you still have to practice good hygiene. So you already know you're washing your hands and your social distancing and all that. You have to do all of that, okay? Vaccination, if you're eligible for it, if social distancing, etc. Because the more layers you add, the more protection you're gonna have. The more protection you're gonna have. So one, you can't put all your eggs in one basket because each layer of protection is not 100%. So when you add more layers, yeah, you have a less likeliness of having any of these respiratory viruses get to you. There are so many of them in the con. Flu, common cold, COVID, RSV, norovirus. Okay, who knows about norovirus? Gets you to the runs and you go to the bathroom. Yes, it was right. So whether you're in the pandemic or not, hygiene's very important. Okay, so masks always carry with you just in case. Brush your teeth daily. Okay, get your Listerine and scope. I don't want to smell it. Okay, BO is already bad enough. What about your mouth? No, I don't want to deal with that. No, wash your hands and bring your hand sanitizer. I have it in my bag. And clean your clothes too. It's hot outside. Okay. Limit your alcohol and caffeine, very important, because those are the ones that make you dehydrated. You read my mind. So, lots of fluids. All right, light clothing. Well, I kind of broke that rule already, but it's okay because it's not like 90 degrees outside. All right, limit outdoor activity and strenuous activities and that's for people who are at risk. So those who are asthmatic, for example. Wear light clothing. I said that already. So keep layers to a minimum. I only have one. Set air conditioner to highest comfortable temperature.
Yes.
All right. I usually keep it 70 or else I'll pass out. Okay. Don't stress the power grid though, of course. So keep it at that at that eco-friendly one, like power saver. Cooling areas. So this area, I think it's okay. I don't even hear the AC. I think they need to blast it a little bit more. Okay. Pets. So some people will bring their, what are they called? These service dogs. Okay, and
Service emotional support.
you got to take care of them too. They get dehydrated. So you arrive at the con. We're all at the con, right? You arrive super early, and you get your badges. Okay. Now in this case, it's free. You don't have to deal with that. Stay hydrated, find a free bag code check if you have a lot of things, and reevaluate because things can change. All right, so prioritize if there are overlaps, and if there's any panels that have high priority, you want to set some time to get there. If you don't, you may not be able to get to that panel room because it's already at capacity. All right, Con Breakdown Academy, I put that splurge alert for a reason. Okay, so I will tell you this, I'm very disciplined when it comes to merch, unlike a friend of mine. Okay, he spent $2,000 on merch, but if the merchant won't get me, the autographs will.
Oh yeah.
Panels, also some panels actually, like Otakon for example, some of them you have to pay extra, so watch out for that.
It's the May Cafe that made you pay.
Yeah,
no way.
that's not a panel,
It's
but
sold
yeah.
out.
Oh wow. Photo shoots and meetups, concerts, dances, raves, gaming contests, all of it, so many. There's actually a dance performance today. So when you go to Artist Alley Dealer's room, ask yourself, why are you here? How do I feel? Do I need this? What if I wait? How do I pay for it?
Yeah.
Does it fit in my budget? Where will I put it? And most importantly, what if I wait 5 days? Do I still need it after 5 days?
Yeah.
Some people call it the 5-day rule and all that. 621, 631 rule. 6+ hours if you need more, you need more. Okay, 2 to 3 meals a day with a multivitamin. I confess, sometimes I skip meals. I don't even realize it.
Oh no.
And shower. Remember this? Remember this? I'm gonna show it at you. Okay, managing time, money. So you have all of that, all right? So you're in the con. It's actually tougher to manage time, money, energy, and all that stuff, all right? So, but the goal is to have fun, but always check yourself, all right? Always keep your schedule realistic, give yourself some space, all right? Be prepared for any cancellations or changes. Give yourself breathing room and add alarms to your phone, all right, or notifications. Comfortable shoes are very important.
Yes.
Keep track of your time and money. Look for quiet and safe spaces. You'll find them all over the place in this con. But when you go to Javits Center, for example, for Anime NYC or New York Comic Con, it's going to be a little tougher. That's why it's important to go over the maps prior to going to the convention.
Yes, the maps.
And take a step back and breathe. Who's heard of spoon theory? Okay, spoon theory is your currency for energy. I'm a spoonie myself, all right? So basically, if you're gonna do an activity that's maybe light, it costs 1 spoon. If you're gonna do a more strenuous activity, like maybe doing a jog, it could be 5 spoons. But it could depend for many different people. So this person named Christine Misrandino, who has lupus, actually created this kind of concept. And if you run out of spoons early, you're gonna use spoons from tomorrow. So how you determine, it depends on you. All right, some people will start with 20 spoons. Some people, like me, will start at 100. All right, and depending on the condition, that will determine how many spoons you want to start with. But if you don't get enough sleep, you may not start with all 20 or all 100 spoons. All right, or it could be something that happened from yesterday that you borrowed spoons on the next day. We don't want that. All right. So, same activity does not equal the amount of spoons because everyone's different. All right. And as I said, you may not start the day with 100%. So it's very important to conserve. So these are just examples. So it says here, attend social events, 5 spoons. Some people, when they have a social event, they get spoons rather than lose spoons. Some people, they just drink a cup of coffee, they get some spoons. Some people, when they socialize, they lose spoons, as we see here. All right. Some people, when they take a nap, they gain spoons. All right. When there are spoons, there are forks. Okay. Some people will use forks. Again, this is optional to use spoons and forks. All right. So forks, unlike with spoons, if you're going to use something, you're not going to use, say, teaspoon, tablespoon. No, we're going to use 1 spoon, 5 spoons, like $1, $5. Okay. This one, we go by sizes for forks, if you want to do that concept. So smaller forks, easier to get rid of. Bigger forks, it takes time to recover to get rid of the big forks. There are other also utensils as well, but they're not used as often. All right, but the common ones used are spoons. Etiquette is very important because I think people have forgotten how to practice etiquette. Okay, so cosplay is not consent. Never, no. Keep your hands to yourself. Be polite. Ask and always ask permission. Okay, when you're taking photos or hugging or whatnot. If you don't feel comfortable, you say. If you don't feel comfortable, you say no. That's right. If someone's harassing you, what do? You stand up for yourself. You stay and address it. So you tell them, hey, stop it. I don't feel comfortable. If you have to escalate that, you speak to a con chair. Oh, not con chair. That'll be great of it, but that's really too high up. A con staff or any security or whatnot. If some people, they'll just scream in the middle, in a public area, and then they'll take action. Boundaries. Some people don't know boundaries, okay? My friend does not know boundaries when it comes to money, okay? So advocate for yourself, all right? Do not let anyone take advantage of you. And you're not obligated to anyone's interest. If you feel uncomfortable, you say no. You say no.
No, and walk away.
That's right. So exchanging contact in social media, that's up to you. If you don't feel comfortable, you say no. Can I hug you? You don't feel comfortable? No. I have a drink for you. You want to take it? No. I'll explain that later. Can you do me a favor? No. Who used the buddy system? I did.
Yes.
So at least 2 people are responsible for each other. Did you eat today? How was your panel? What did you take a break today? Did you get enough sleep? X, Y, Z. Communication, as I said, is key. Know your strengths and weaknesses and the limits, and check each other such as stress or overload. So, are you okay? And also, when you have the buddy system, set up a home base. So home base could be any place where it's more familiar and it's easier to get to. You can have this as a home base. You can have probably near an entrance as a home base, but a specific location that's easier to find. All right, that's what I did with one of my friends at Otakon. It was a part of the hotel near the Starbucks, where it has all these couches and makes you comfortable. That's our home base. So if you're tired, home base.
Yes.
All right, whenever that day is finished, home base.
Yes.
Okay, so check each other, remind each other, take care of one's needs, is separated, maintain contact, and set up that meet-up place, in this case, your home base. And if your buddy becomes a danger to oneself or others, you have to get help ASAP.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Don't block moving traffic. Seriously, don't do that, okay? Do photo shoots away from those areas and respect people's space and Be aware of your surroundings. Don't judge people's cosplays negatively. Okay, that's why we have contests.
Yeah.
All right. So, everyone has an opinion, just like everyone else has a, what. We're not going to say that because I have to keep it professional. So it's about recognizing being the character. There are many ways to cosplay someone, all right? And you have to praise and motivate and give suggestions. But if they don't want the criticism, don't give them the criticism, okay? You don't have to love or hate a cosplay. Not everyone's a pro. And you have to respect that they're actually trying it. For example, look at this one. So Team Rocket joined Akatsuki. That's art, all right?
Oh, yes.
Not everything has to be canon, right? So half Naruto, half Sasuke. There are 12 different Sasukes. You can do your own Sasuke. Who cares? Okay? Networking. Very important. It's not just having fun. It's also creating connections as well. So being yourself, making friends and exchanging info and ideas. Being respectful and honest and straightforward. So asking about interests or your cosplay. Share your passions. At the end, you can speak to me or you can DM me. All right? So there's my Instagram there. So as an autistic, sometimes not always easy. Sometimes, it's very hard to socialize. So always practice with a friend. Sometimes always take some notes. Always have that with you. So like a script. All right? Not everyone will befriend you. Okay? Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
And do not take advantage of anyone. Same goes the other way around,
Yes.
okay? And don't blow up your phone. Don't blow up their phone and feed. That same friend does the same thing to me. I actually got numb to it. And I told this person, why don't you type? This person kept like, I can't type. I'd rather talk. I was like, oh boy. So networking tips. So you can start some icebreakers, such as maybe a favorite anime, maybe a voice actor you like. There are many ways to start. All right, there's online groups and forums. You introduce each other and all that stuff. So those are some of the examples to start off with. There are many ways to also network here, such as here at the panels, at the photo shoots, at the meetups, at LineCon, as much as you don't like lines, okay? So there are many different areas. Misinformation is all over the place, okay? So please be careful what you share. And before you share something, always ask yourself, what's in it for me? What's in it for everybody else?
Yes.
What are the consequences? All right. What are the benefits? What's your rationale? What's your motive? Keep it clean and respectful, all right? Do not post misinformation because they will call you out, all right? No shaming. Who lost an item? I did. That happened to me last year at Anime Boston. I took a selfie with my hat, and then I lost my hat after I crossed the street, and I looked at that intersection, couldn't find the hat. So I had to buy a new hat, and I had to take the subway to get it.
Oh.
I couldn't find any, so with the help of Amazon Prime, it came the next day. So, all right. Don't panic.
Okay.
Do not panic if you lost something. Okay, you take a deep breath. Cons and venues could have lost and found places. It's not guaranteed though that you're gonna find it. So check your bags, check everything. Identify where you last saw it, and then expand your focus area. You don't remember? You list the places where you usually use it. What were you thinking or feeling when you last saw it? That could actually ring a bell. And retrace your steps, look carefully, thoroughly. Go through all the places that you had the item and ask other people if they saw it. How to avoid it. What I do is I keep it in the same or familiar place. So I have my keys, I always put it in my bag. I always have, with my iPhone, I always have some keychains in there to make it stand out. Write down where you're putting things. I'm gonna teach you how to be a little OCD on this one. Say the location outside. My laptop is on the table. My deodorant's on the table. My water bottle is also on the table. Mnemonics, you can use that. There's so many different ways. You don't have to use all of it, but as long as you know where you put them, and make sure you put them in a safe place where you can remember them. That's why I said make them stand out. What you're gonna do is, they give you a ticket with the bag and coat check, right? First of all, do not lose a ticket. Number 2, always take a picture of the ticket. So you have the numbers and all that. Also, do you have an Apple AirTag? So in case if you forget something, you can attach that to your phone or any important item, and then you can use your iPhone or whatnot, and then it'll tell you where it exactly is. And stay calm and be kind and forgive yourself. Very important. So Parties, I don't think I've seen a party for this one, but there will be parties tonight in Manhattan, right? Yeah, so 21 plus, you limit alcohol intake. Don't mix alcohol with medications.
Oh, no.
Please don't. You know people are not going to listen to me on this. No illicit drugs, no smoking, no vaping. Sorry, don't do that, okay? Be mindful of other people around you, okay? Full meal before partying, why? Because you absorb the alcohol a little slower, but if you drink a lot of alcohol in an empty stomach, oh, you're gonna get wasted. So, stay hydrated as well. Don't give in to peer pressure, walk away from negativity. Go with friends. Take it easy, don't overdo it. And get your own drink. So we're gonna talk about roofing here, okay? So there are 4 common agents, or actually, medications used to roofie people by spiking their drinks. Alcohol is the most common one, right? There's also something called GHB, GABA hydroxybutyric acid. You don't have to memorize it. There's also ketamine. You just call it GHB. There's ketamine, and then there's also rohypnol. That's where we got roofing from. So those are the 4 things. So what they do is they'll put a little something in that drink, and then the person drinks it, and then the person passes out. And then the person who actually spiked the drink will take advantage of the person for what they're going to do. And then when the person wakes up, the person's not going to realize it. Pretty dangerous. So always important. That's why I have a water bottle. I cover everything. There's even a cover for drinks as well that you can buy on Amazon. It has a straw too. Some people may put it through the straw. Watch out. But at least it decreases the chance of getting your drink spiked. Speaking of drinks, so limit alcohol intake to 1 to 2 glasses per day. Is this a glass?
No. That's how big
It looks like a glass, right? Yeah, okay. But I'll explain what a glass is. So 1 glass is 0.6 ounces of pure alcohol, which is a little more than a tablespoon of that pure alcohol. So it comes in 12 ounces of beer that has a 5% alcohol content or 10 proof, 5 ounces of wine with 12% of alcohol or 24 proof, or 1.5 ounces of a shot, which is a 40%, if the alcohol is 40% or 80 proof. So women, 1 glass a day. If you're pregnant, 0. If you have liver issues, 0. If you're taking medications that interact with alcohol, 0. Men, 2. And the reason being is that men tend to have higher metabolism rates. And be careful on what you're drinking and how much. And as I said, there are more people who shouldn't be drinking alcohol. So if you're under 21, if you're a designated driver, if you're taking meds, as I said, if you have certain health conditions, as I said, if you have an alcohol use disorder, if you can't control your drinking, if you have a past history, no, that's a no. So there's a chart here where you do not memorize the numbers, okay? What you do need to memorize, what you need to know are the trends. So the skinnier you are, the less alcohol you need to get drunk, basically. But there are other factors. I'm Asian. We lack an enzyme called aldehyde dehydrogenase. You don't have to memorize that. It's just an enzyme. So that's the one that actually will neutralize that alcohol and turn it to acetic acid. Okay, since we lack that enzyme, some Asians will turn red. It's called flushing. All right, so they get alcohol poisoning out of that. After the con, if possible, attend a feedback session or panel, if they have one. All right. If they don't, you can email them or you can DM them. So maintain contact information with your new friends, with other people, with maybe even get cosplay guests, etc. Share your pics and your positive experience, and plan for your next event. So the reason why I do con reviews is because I want to fight this those post-con blues and depression. Yes, that's right. I got that one from last week after Otakon. Yeah, so focus on something positive. Talk with your friends and family. Don't stretch yourself too thin, okay? Don't overexert yourself. Diet and exercise is very important. I do a lot of cardio. That helps me with it. Also talking with friends. Plan for another con, do private cosplay meetups. Still sad? I see someone every week. All right? BetterHelp is one app where it can help with, where you have licensed therapists. The thing is, you have to pay every month.
You know how I fight con blues? I go through all the photos I go through from the con and I say, okay, this happened.
Yes. That's one way to do it. Con crud, getting sick during or after the con.
Oh no.
Yeah, typically cold, flu, or other illnesses. I went to Blurred Con. A few people got tested positive for COVID. I got tested negative. Okay, but wow. Okay, so poor hygiene, sleep, diet, etc. Large count in a confined space, especially when most of them are not wearing masks and they're sneezing without covering their mouths. Okay. Achoo! Nice to meet you, MD. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Just kidding. Okay. No, that's not a gift. That's compromised immune system. So some people like I don't have. I used to have a lower immune system, but I'm okay right now. But some people, I have a friend of mine who has lupus, has to take medication that actually suppresses the immune system, and get tested too. Treating con crud, rest and fluids, no alcohol, very, very important. All right, when you're dealing with pain and fever, you can take Tylenol, that's your first line, it's more safer. The maximum daily dose is 3,000 milligrams, which is 6 tablets of 500 milligrams, that's the extra strength, all right? You will see on the package that its maximum daily dose is 4 grams. No, it's 3 grams. We want to play it safe here, all right? It's lower if you have liver issues. Ibuprofen is also for pain and fever. You have to take it with food. If you have kidney issues, I do not recommend them, all right? Maximum daily dose, about 3,200 milligrams for the ibuprofen, all right? Excedrin is for headache. So Excedrin comes in many forms. So it has, some of them have aspirin, some of them have acetaminophen. Actually, all of them have acetaminophen. There is one called tension headache, only has acetaminophen and caffeine. The regular ones have acetaminophen, caffeine, and there's aspirin. And the reason why, a lot of times they tell you they reduce it to 3,000 because there are many products that have acetaminophen, which is the main active ingredient for Tylenol. All right. Cough drops, I always carry them. I have a Ricola in my bag. Okay, so some of them will have, most of them will have menthol. There's one called Cepacol that has benzocaine. The thing about benzocaine is that it can numb your tongue. It's pretty strong, all right, in addition to numbing your throat. So watch out for that. Vitamin C and D, people use that for immunity. Dramamine, which one of my friends uses, or meclizine, use it for motion sickness. If you have a cough, there's something called guaifenesin or dextromethorphan. You'll find that in Mucinex or Mucinex DM. Mucinex only has the guaifenesin part. There is Robitussin and Robitussin DM. Those are similar as well. And the guaifenesin is the one that is what we call mucolytic. So it breaks down the mucus, so it's easier to spit it out. But you have to drink a lot of water. Dextromethorphan goes for the more drier coughs. Also, since we're surrounded by trees and all the flowers and all that stuff, you're gonna need some antihistamines too. Okay, Benadryl works, but you're gonna pass out. You're gonna fall asleep. So there's Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra. I use Allegra for allergies, so you can use those. Other ones not stated there, that's not so much into Concrud, but so for example, if you have diarrhea, all right, you can use loperamide or Imodium, you can use that. Okay, those are the same thing. All right, if you have constipation, you can use what you call Docusate or stool softener or Colace, they're all the same thing. You have to drink a lot of water with that. That's the mushy part. And then there is something called Senna or Bisacodyl. The other name for Bisacodyl is Docalax, okay? So those are what we call the pushers. So those are your stimulants. Those are used for constipation, all right? So in case if you're dealing with that, there it is. There's Pepto-Bismol as well, all right? If you're dealing with indigestion, upset stomach, those kinds of things. Take home messages. Plan early, be organized. Very important. Be proactive, don't spend a lot. It's important to be positive, to have fun. Anyone can cosplay, all right? And make friends, your health is important. Respect each other. Stay nerdy, why? Because nerds run the world and make the world go round, okay? Don't spread diseases, okay? If you're eligible to be vaccinated, get yourself vaccinated, okay? I strongly encourage that. And thank you so much for the panel. for attending the panel. I went a little over by 9 minutes, but does anyone have questions?
Question.
Or do you want to talk? You want me to talk about something?
Yeah, the reason why they banned the mask in Nassau County is because they want to easily identify the criminals committing crimes.
Well, that's their problem. You could just ask them, bring it down, or you could just force it. Okay?
Yeah, I think they should do that instead of just banning the mask.
People are getting lazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. So I don't know if another panel is going to come. So if anyone else has any questions or. So.
Did you have trouble getting here?
No.
Oh, good.
They're my witness.
Yeah. I did not either. I did have to loop around Staten Island Mall, but it's cool.
Did you take the express bus?
No, I did not.
Oh, you took the regular one. Mm-hmm. So there's no traffic on Verrazano, right?
Nope.
Okay, very
Traffic
good.
was clear.
Yeah, I got it quicker because Google tried to do me all type of stuff, and I got a lot quicker the way I can.
Oh, sorry. What about with Google Maps?
Hold on, because I'm calling up.
Yeah.
I said I Google Mapped to get over here. It took me the long route, so I took the shortcut getting over here. That's why I don't trust Google Maps or whatever the case may be.
Thank you. You can use Google Maps as a way to start things, but not at the
I
end.
took a little tap too when I was driving around.
Where are you coming from?
I was coming from the city, actually.
I came from JFK. I live right next to JFK. I take the anxiety train, the A train, and I took the ridiculous train at J Street Metrotech, and then I came to the Santa
Because I live
Fe.
in Lower East Side, they told me to take the bus on 14th Street to Brooklyn and all this crazy. Why do all
How
that?
close? How close are you to the subway in the Lower East Side?
I'm by the F train, so I took the 15 bus. It took me straight to the ferry, and the ferry over here, and I took the bus over here. So I got quicker than what Google told me.
Oh my goodness. Well, follow me on Instagram. So actually, I want to tell you this. Everyone else here, everyone in the audience actually follow me. They see my transit guide. So
Definitely check it out, man.
Yes, absolutely. Check it out.
I did a transit guide for this convention. So you can always ask me about transit related stuff. You can ask me about transit related things, ask me about money management, ask me about medications, health related things, how to plan for conventions. Don't be like my friend who ordered 2 tickets in 2 different in 2 opposite areas of Pennsylvania. Don't do that. Okay? Yes. And if anything, if there are no questions, thank you very much for attending.
Yay.